Doctor Who and the Double Companions. Written by Megan Camaro. And read by Megan Camaro. Prologue. It was just one of those days, Samantha Clearwater grudgingly realized as she hurried to class. The kind of day where everything that could possibly go wrong had gone wrong. It was only 10 o'clock in the morning, and yet the list was already a mile long. It started with the classics, sleeping through her alarm, and panicking when she woke up an hour after it should have gone off. In her hurry to get out of bed, she got completely tangled in her sheets, and fell out of the bed, landing face first in the half-full popcorn bowl her roommate had left on the ground when she had fallen asleep the night before. As if that wasn't enough, when Samantha had walked into the bathroom to see if she had a bowl and popcorn-shaped bruise on her face, she found out that her suite mates next door had managed to flood the bathroom by clogging up both toilets. Thankfully, she had showered the night before and didn't need to use the bathroom. After a quick glance at her clock, she realized class had started about 5 minutes previously, and she threw on a pair of jeans, a shirt, and her checkered Vans. She was halfway to class when she realized that she had grabbed her backpack, but it only had the books for her Monday and Wednesday classes, and it was Thursday. Making the decision to just share books with her classmates, she hurried down the roads towards the Arts and Sciences building. Of course, she had just about made it to the main door when suddenly a pamphlet reading, "Where are you going to spend eternity?" was shoved into her face. She tried politely to ignore it, but the old man holding it was clearly offended, and saw it a fit time to start to lecture her on how she was straying from the path of God, and would end up spending all of eternity in the pits of hell. She tried to excuse herself, explaining that she was already late for class, when he decided to get louder, and scold her for thinking that something like college classes were more important than the father himself. Finally, the man found someone else who looked like they were damned, and she was able to scurry into the building before he could realize that she was gone. As the clock hit 10:05, she hoped that her teacher was late like he usually was. Though he often appeared about 10 minutes after the scheduled class time due to dropping his kids off at school on the way to work, she would still be walking into class about 15 minutes after it had started. There went her perfect attendance. After a moment of debate in her head, she decided on the elevator instead of the stairs, in order to have a few minutes to compose herself before walking into the classroom. The doors opened with a ding, and she walked in, leaning against the wall. The halls were pretty much empty, except for a few people studying for a few minutes before their classes started. No one was wanting to use the elevator with her, so she let it close. Exhaling, she pressed the button for the 4th floor and closed her eyes. She opened them again with a snap as the elevator started to go down. There was no basement marked on the buttons, and she had definitely pushed the 4th floor button. It was lit up. And yet, she was going down. Panicking, she pushed the emergency stop, but the elevator kept going. She pushed it a few more times, but nothing happened. Finally, the elevator stopped with a ding, and the doors opened. Samantha was about to run out and head for the closest set of stairs, but something blocked her way. She looked up to see 2 silver robots standing tall in front of her, successfully blocking her escape. "Let me go!" she cried, banging a fist on one of their metallic chests. "You will come with us," it replied in a computerized voice. "No!" she argued. They grabbed her arms. "What if I don't want to?" "Then you will be deleted." Her eyes widened, and she let out a scream, struggling to get out of their grip. "No! Let me go! I need to go to class! Let me go!" The robots ignored her, and turned from the elevator and dragged her off down the hall, turning a corner and disappearing. A moment later, her scream echoed around the halls, finally being cut off into silence with a gurgle.